Good afternoon. It's okay. It is afternoon. I couldn't tell what time it was. But good afternoon. My name is Trenton Chastain. I will be teaching 10th grade Isaac Barrett Early College. 10th grade Isaac Barrett Early College fitness and nutrition. Today we are going to be talking about some healthy food options when dining out. Before we start our lesson, just a quick do now. Think about a little bit about, I know we've talked about it earlier in lessons before, when you were in 9th grade. We're going to do a little bit of review. Go online, go to your Google search window, type in a calorie calculator. It'll ask you to put in your age, your height, your weight, your physical activity level. Quickly go in there, insert all that data, and see about how many calories a day it says that you need at your age right now. So it'll take a couple minutes to go with that. Students would then go through, do their calorie calculator, and then we would go through, ask a couple questions. If anybody's feeling bold, ask, how many calories does it say for you, for you and you. Ask some questions around. I would then say that typically at the 9th or 10th grade level, most kids need at least 2,000 calories a day. That's just the minimum. Physical activity level and things like this, your athletes may need a little bit more. People who are less active in the day, more introverted people would need less calorie intake, be closer to that 2,000 range, but recommended by the doctors is around 2,000 calories a day. Again, people are different, so we'd go through and kind of talk and see through what it is. So, once that's done, when you think about dining out, what do you think that I mean? Do you think about fast food restaurants? Do you think about sit-down restaurants? Do you think about I'll even include things such as like what you would carry on a road if all of a sudden you got to go on a road trip and you got to grab something at home. What do you consider to be your dining out? For me, I'm more of a sit-down restaurant kind of guy. When it comes to dining out, if somebody says, "Hey, you want to go eat out somewhere?" That's what I would typically think. Nothing really fancy. I always like going to a little mom and pop, like a little diner, going there and eating, supporting local business, especially in a time like right now where everybody's in a trouble with everything. So that would be for me what dining out is to me. But I'd have my students I would ask my students what do they consider when dining out. Ask a couple questions around, see what they say. Go through it. So, talking about the day, gone through the do now, I would then get into our lesson. So our lesson would be appropriate for kids, in my honest opinion, would be 6 to 12 and even older. I mean, even older adults, I would say, even, 40s to 50s, so people really just don't understand what they can get when they dine out. So really, appropriately for for student age kids, this would be appropriate for 6 to 12. You could adjust it for each age group, and again for older people who are already graduated out of school and everything of that sort. This lesson can easily be adapted to every single one of these people. But today, I'm going to focus on 6 to 8. And then 9 to 12. That's where my focus is going to be, from middle school to high school. So, do you think fast food restaurants, we'll start with fast food restaurants, or even dining out, do you think that they have healthy options in their menus? Ask around and see what they say. Why not? I would tell them yes, they do. Here's the issue. Most people don't either A, look hard enough, or the fast food restaurant is so focused on giving you or getting you to buy everything else, the thing they make the most money off of. Their go-to item. They're gonna put that on their board, up above your head in the drive-through, on their menus. They're gonna put the things they make the most money off of, the things that look the best to you, as big as they can, and in bright, bold letters. Typically, what they do with their much healthier options, things that are probably a little bit more expensive, and they don't make probably as much money off of, and they have to take a little bit more time, and it's a little harder to make. They're gonna make that not bold, not bright, back of the menu kind of thing, kind of hidden off to the side, saying, hey, we really want you to eat this, but there is a healthier option over there. And they don't even tell you about it. They'll tell you about everything else. They'll tell you about all the unhealthy options they have, but they will be very hesitant to lead off with their healthy option menu. Is there any way that you could see how you could adjust that? If you were to think about it, and if you were to try and design a menu, how would you design it compared to how it's designed now? Think about that for a minute. We're gonna come back to it. Okay, so what is probably the number one most put on food on fast food menus? That's around fast food, right? The quicker it is, the easier it is for them to make it, the less they have to do, the less work they've got to do, the less they've got to pay somebody to do it, right? What does that typically look like? Fried, right? Quick, easy, good to us. Maybe not so good for us, but our taste buds like it. And our bodies like it. To an extent, right? So think about, what would you consider to be healthy, right? Most times before thinking fast food restaurants, we're thinking probably, a little side salad, anything of that sort. They'll give you a little pizzazz. They'll give you a little grilled chicken on there. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. I'll give you a little grilled chicken on top of that thing. Cut it up, make it look nice, and then they'll slap on like 6 things of ranch, which ain't good for you, right? Who knows that ranch is not that good for you, right? Especially if you're using 6 packs, drenching that thing like crazy. I think at some point we're all kind of guilty of it. I know that I am. But it's not good for you. You may be thinking, oh, well, I got salad, that's great. And you cover it in about like 1,200 calories of ranch. Not so good at that point. Sure, you're getting a little bit of vitamin, a little bit of mineral, but you're still getting way too many calories than you should be, right? So how does that make you feel? How does it make you feel that restaurants kind of do that to you? They deliberately put on the fried, the fatty food, all that stuff on the menu to make it so easily accessible. They put it on their menu. They have them numbered. They have all these good, these meals on there. Like I said, they're numbered as well. These are popular items. You go in through and you're like, wow, they've only got 10 things. And then you go look off to the side, and then these little teeny tiny letters are telling you all the little things that they have. And let's be honest, if you didn't have that good eyesight, you wouldn't be able to see it. So they make all these, all these great options. They look so good to you. It's just big, bold letters. They've got numbers and they've got a picture with them, right? They are just blasting your visual sense to death, right? They're saying, hey, look over here, look here, look here, look here, look here. And then don't look over there because that's hard to make. That's expensive for us, expensive for you, because they're having to charge you more because it's taking them more to make it. And, they really don't want you to even see it. But it's there, and they have it. But do you see a commercial for that? if you think about a restaurant and they're putting out a commercial, a little advertising for, something they're trying to get out and then they want to sell more of and then they're putting on their menu, what does that typically look like? A new burger, some ribs, something crazy, like the triple decker, like huge, burgers and tons of bacon and cheese. They might throw a little avocado on there. Oh, they get you with the avocado now. I think, oh, well, this is healthy. This is cool. People like avocado now. That's a big thing that's going on. Let me slap on a burger. It tastes good, but you're still eating a really greasy, really fat, really bad for you burger with a little avocado on it. And all of a sudden, they've reeled you in to this false sense of hope that, oh man, I got me a healthy option for food. And now I've eaten too much and I got the fries on the side and I got me a dollar soda and now I feel like I've been healthy, but really, have you? No, you haven't. So how does that make you feel? Take a minute and ask yourself, how does that make you feel? And we'll share that in just a moment. Ask around and see how they would feel. Then I would show you this, a pre-made meal at a famous restaurant. We can go with whatever, right? Whatever you want to say. We'll ask them what's their favorite restaurant. So then we'd go online, we'd pick it up, see what their favorite restaurant was, and when we did, we'd go into their menu, and I would click on first or second item they got, go through it, look at the calories, look at the nutritional value of these, and would ask the class, do you think that this is a healthy option or not? And then why? Go around asking questions about why not. I would do that a couple more times, and then I'd have them calculate the calories that it says online compared to what their daily calorie intake is supposed to be and look like, and ask them about how many calories do you think that you have left and what that may or may not look like. We've gone over this in previous lessons before with things like Gatorade, all of our drink items. So Gatorade, like Capri Sun, ginger ale was one of the ones we talked about. Mountain Dew, which was, and Sundrop. They're both just terrible. And we would go over things like that and would ask them, if you've gone through and you've done your calorie take, now you've looked at your favorite menu item on a fast food restaurant, and now all of a sudden, where are you at for your calorie intake for the day, and how much are you supposed to have left? That may scare a lot of them, but that's okay, because that's how they want it to be, right? They want you to buy these unhealthy items at their food restaurant so that they make money, right? But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go online. We're going to do the same thing we did before. But I want us to choose healthy options at the same restaurant. Have them partner up. Somebody sit right next to you, right? Or better yet, have them all stand up, shuffle around, and we'll get with somebody new that they haven't sat with before. Find out their name. If they don't know their name already, partner up, go online, figure out what their favorite restaurant is, and find a healthy meal option in that same menu, and then we'll go over it in a minute. Have them share it, have them really dig in deep, figuring out what their favorite restaurant is, figuring out what healthy options they have in, and then compare that calorie intake and their nutritional value to the unhealthy option in the same restaurant and see which one they think is better. Obviously, I hope it's going to be the healthy option. Once we get done with that, I want them to go through, take a couple of different healthy options that they would like to have in their own menu. You've got an idea in your head. I want you to then stand back up. We're going to walk back around the room. We'll shuffle up a little bit. Have them skip, hop, jump, get them a little active, and then have them stop. 4 people around them are going to pair up. They're going to get together, and they're going to go through a plan of a menu that they would have for their restaurant but I want it to be the healthy options, maybe one unhealthier option, but I want them to figure out a way that they can make that unhealthy option a little bit healthier in their menus. Not worried about cost effectiveness or anything of that sort, but figuring out what way they can make it a little bit healthier. And then I want them to create a menu, how it would look like, how it would run, and then what kind of advertising that you would put with it. Would you put out an ad on TV? Would you put out an ad in a magazine, in a newspaper? Would you try and go on social media and do it? And I want them to go through and figure out their menu and everything of that sort. Type it out just on a Word document. All four of them together, put all four of their names on it. Type it out, make it look nice and neat. At the bottom, they're going to write a paragraph about the advertising and how their menu would be portrayed to the customer, whether they would try and push healthy options or unhealthy options, and figure out a way that they can make the best menu that doesn't have things hidden in it, that everything is easily accessible, that they can see all their options, and figure out a way for somebody who is trying to go out still fairly quickly and get a very healthy meal, very healthy option without breaking the bank or without having to read hieroglyphics to a menu and see if they can figure out an option for it. We go in, have them do that. They would then upload their menus to us online. We'd have a little thing in there for it. They would upload it to me, and then it would be done. I'd ask them if they had any questions. And for homework, I want them to go to their favorite restaurant and just look at it. It can be online or they can go in person. And I want them to come up with at least 2 healthy options that they see on the menu that are not very well advertised. Write it down, type it up, bring it in on next class tomorrow morning. All right. Thank you. And you guys have a good day.